Hello everyone, greeting and warm welcome to ELT Long. In this video, we are going to discuss how to ask someone about any information, especially information about facts, details of something, explanations, directions, their opinion, and if we have to seek help from other person. So how we can ask to someone politely, how we can structure our utterance to get information from someone or to ask someone for information. Let's move further. So first, let me explain you what asking for information language function is. Asking for information language function is used when a speaker wants to get facts. A speaker wants to get facts. For example, if you are a speaker, you are speaking and you want to get some facts, some information or details about something, explanation of something. If you feel difficult to understand any idea, if you want information about a location or direction, if you want opinion of someone about or on any topic, if you want to ask for help to someone, so in this situation you can use the language function asking for information. This language function asking for information is commonly used in daily communication, especially in the context of classroom, in the context of interviews and conversation too. So this language function is frequently used in our day-to-day communication and work life. Now let's move how we can speak, how we can form our utterance or sentences. So let's discuss first of all about asking about facts or detail. If we want to ask someone about any fact or details on something, how we can ask to him or her? If we want their name, generally we ask, what is your name? If we want to know their address, we ask, where do you live? If we have to ask about the beginning of class time, we can use the utterance, when does the class begin? If we want a reason, we can use the utterance, why are you absent? Why are you absent today? Or why were you absent yesterday? If we have to know about any machine and its working principle, how does it work? So we can use the utterance that, how does this machine work? So if we want to know, if we want to get any fact or detail, we can use a question form, especially the WH question or yes no question. Look at this dialogue between Aisha and Bilal. Aisha, what is your favorite subject? This is the utterance used for asking about fact. Aisha used the language function asking about fact. And Bilal says, my favorite subject is English. Aisha again, why do you like it? Now she wants details. Why do you like it? Bilal, because I enjoy reading stories and poems. So these two are the utterances used for asking about facts and details in the conversation. Moving further, if we have to ask for direction or location, how we can ask to someone? We can say that, can you tell me the way to the library? If we have to ask about the library, we can say, can you tell me the way to the library? If we have to ask about other location, we can use the other word here, the location here. You can say, if you have to ask about a hotel, you can use, can you tell me the way to nearest hotel? Nearest hotel. So just you have to change the underline phrase. Another is, where is the nearest hospital? That is the same. If you have to ask about location or direction, you can also use, how can I reach the bus station? So you can use WH question as well as yes no question to ask about direction or location. Look at this conversation between Hamza and shopkeeper. Hamza, excuse me, where is the nearest bookstore? Shopkeeper, it is next to the bus station. Hamza, how can I get there? Shopkeeper, go straight and turn left at the corner. So where is the nearest bookstore is the utterance used for asking for direction by Hamza. So in this way we can ask someone about direction or location. Similarly, if we have to ask for clarification or explanation on any topic, how can we ask to someone about clarification or explanation? Look at these utterances. So you have to speak these utterances in front of the person from whom you want clarification or explanation. The first one you can use is, could you mind explaining the topic again? If someone has spoken about something and you didn't understand, you didn't get it. So you can say that, could you explain the topic again, please? You can use another utterance instead of this. What do you mean by that? Or what do you mean by? What do you mean by it? Or you can change the word as per your condition. And instead of this sentence, you can speak much politely. If you want more polite utterance, you can use, would you mind explaining the thing? Would you mind explaining the mechanism? Mechanism of the machine. If you want to get explanation about any machine and its mechanism, look at this conversation between a student and a teacher. A student, sir, could you explain the grammar rule again? Here the teacher has already explained the grammar rule and the student couldn't get it properly, and the student is asking to the teacher that, could you explain this grammar rule again? So this is the utterance for asking for clarification or explanation used by the student. Teacher, of course, this rule is used for reported speech. The teacher answered. A student, can you give an example? The student is again asking for clarification. Teacher, yes, he said that he was tired. So the underlined sentences are the utterances used for asking for clarification or explanation in the conversation. Moving further, if you have to use much polite utterances to ask any information to someone, it's always better to use yes no question like this. But you can use this form instead of WH question. Actually, WH questions are direct, and it's not much formal. But if you use these utterances, you sound much polite and much formal. You can use the sentences, could you please, then you can speak your purpose here. May I know your, you can speak your purpose in the blank space. Would you mind telling me, you can put your words here in the blank space. So could you please, may I know, would you mind plus before. These utterances are more polite while asking for any information from someone. Look at this conversation between Zara and Ahmad. Zara, excuse me, would you mind, could you please tell me the time? If you have to ask the time to someone, you can directly tell them, him or her, what is the time? What is the time? But this is not a polite utterance. This is not much formal. Instead of this sentence, you can use, could you please tell me the time? Ahmad says, it is 10:30 a.m. Zara, thank you very much. Ahmad, you are welcome. So, WH questions are direct and not regarded as much formal. So instead of WH question, you can use these forms to ask for any information or explanation to someone. So usually the utterances are formed with WH question like what, what, where, when, why, who, how. But these are direct and not regarded as polite. These are not regarded as polite. But if you use yes no question, could, using could, may, would, ... and at last question mark, these sentences can be regarded as more polite than the first one. So polite expression make communication respectful and effective. So if you use the yes no form of question to ask information to someone, I suggest you to use polite expression started with could, may, would. So these utterances will make your communication much respectful and effective. So I hope the content is useful for you. See you in the next video. Please subscribe the channel and like the video. See you.